Recorded live from Portland, Oregon, it's the Transamorous Network podcast. Let's get it on.
And we're recording. Okay. Oh, that's right. I was like, what are you messing with your hair for?
Don't mind your business. Do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Let me get a bunch of sniffs out of the way.
Okay.
We just did like a quarter of Coke before. It's like we are ready to roll. Okay. I'm
Okay,
good.
we're ready. Welcome, everybody. It's Perry Gruber from the Transamorous Network podcast.
This is Remy Ilmatar.
And this is Shannon Scott.
And
Hello.
And our guest is not going to say anything until we introduce her. Right, guest? That's right.
All right.
Nice.
Good job. So,
Well trained.
yeah, well trained. So here we are for another show. We need to start with saying welcome back to Shannon.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh
welcome
my
back.
God, I was in Oklahoma. I know all of you are diehard fans, and you already know this, but I was in Oklahoma for a month. The Bible Belt, the buckle of the Bible Belt. It was not enjoyable, but now I'm back in good old weird Portland, Oregon, and I am over freaking joyed.
Good
We
job.
are
We are
overjoyed
happy
to have you back. Jeez.
Right.
Plus, whatever it is, that thing you're wearing, you're looking hot, girl.
Thank you.
Remy's looking hot too.
I'm going to have brunch with my ex after this, so I had to look good.
To let him know what he's missing.
Actually, it's a she. It's a she. Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, pansexual and all.
Right on, girl.
Why not?
Baskin Robbins.
All the flavors.
Holla.
Remember, we're on video. Shaking.
I know.
Like that. Okay.
I do what I want. You don't live my life. You're my daddy. Don't tell me what to do.
I can be if you want me to.
Ooh.
Anyway.
How much money you got?
Yes. Get down to business.
So anyway, welcome back, Shannon. It's great to have
Thank you.
you. And Remy, you were out in the boondocks,
I was camping for a week.
hanging
yes.
out with the pixies and the nymphs.
The pixies and the nymphs and the pagans in the woods. We were dancing the maypole. It was great.
And
Wow.
that was for Beltane.
Beltane.
And
yes.
Beltane is for
Beltane is our spring fertility festival.
Spring Fertility Festival, which means earthly fertility or a lot of fucking.
That's what I
All of
was
the
thinking.
above. Traditionally, it does include a lot of going off into the woods with the people you find around the fire, and it doesn't matter, usually, depending on what traditions and groups
So
you're with.
Slutty.
Dang.
But on the more spiritual concept of it is that the men go off and find the maypole tree, and the king does that. And all of the men carve it and get it ready, and they carry it down to the yoni hole, which all the women have dug. So it represents the sacred Mother Earth and the Father of the Woods, and the maypole goes in.
Yeah, more than once.
How?
Well,
How
no, but
sexual.
I had to make sure that
Yeah.
was clear
Because
with
we're
the
on video
ribbons,
now.
and then we dance the ribbons, and yeah. And then everyone takes a piece of the tree home, and you burn it in December at the winter solstice for the Yule log. So
I just want to say to Bailey.
Okay.
I just want to say to Bailey J, who's a famous porn model in the transgender community, eat it, bitch, because we got our own witch right here, and we are kicking ass with the pagan activity.
that's right. That's right. I'm fully involved here in our local community.
Right on.
Wow, I'm so boring.
No, you're not.
I feel so vanilla now. I didn't have sex with anybody in the woods this weekend.
I didn't either. I actually didn't. I don't usually partake in those activities during festivals.
Why not?
Because there's another
It's-
level
it's
of
all-
magic you don't want to be getting.
Ah, yes.
I do have a new godson from last year's magic.
Well, that's what I was going
So,
to introduce. Is you have a
I have my spirit son.
and that person was conceived at last year's.
Last year's summer solstice festival, Sunfest, which is the one that's coming up in June.
Way.
And we were doing the Tantric Temple, which is the sacred adult temple. And there's an opening ritual that occurs that consecrates the temple. And she's my apprentice, the mother, Kendall. She's my apprentice. And she was involved in the ritual. And out of result of the magical sex magic that occurred, my spirit son is now here, Amias.
Oh my God.
Pretty amazing. huh?
Wow. I can't even. I can't
know.
even.
I
That's
know.
just okay.
I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. That's my baby. That's my baby mama, my baby daddy.
And you're going to
hell of a
see them
story.
today, right after the show?
No, sadly,
No.
I'm not seeing them today.
Okay.
I have ritual rehearsal for Sunfest coming up.
Got
I'm
it.
involved in the next upcoming ritual.
How did we get so far off from the Transamorous network to effing in the woods? It's just to where it takes
Because I'm
us.
trans and I went to woods
Okay,
to
there
do
we
some
go.
sacred fucking. How you doing?
So the other bit of news is that we are now not live, but recorded live on video.
Yeah. Hi,
We've got a
everybody.
little
Hi.
camera right over there that's recording our every move, except for our guest, who we'll be introducing in a little bit. But,
We would be recording our guest, but she's in the nude, so we can't.
Yeah, she
She refuses to put clothes on.
and
so.
we just love her because she is in the same frame of mind as us. She's talking about penises and sucking and fucking and all
You're
that
gonna
good
love
shit.
her. She's
you are
a hoot.
You are gonna love her. But so I just want to say, because we're on video now, the Transamorous Network video channel on YouTube is going to be going even more live. We posted one podcast on there, but it was all audio with some inspirational photos attached to that 48-minute podcast episode. But now we're going to be having the live feed, not live, the recorded video feed on our YouTube channel. So there'll be things to actually go and look at.
Right on. Everybody loves pictures. And you were wondering what we looked like.
Exactly.
You were like, what do they look like? Oh my God, I want to know.
Right.
Now you can go
Now
look.
you know.
Not only can you look at us, but you can see us moving.
Yes. I promise next time I'll wear something more revealing.
Actually, would you mind standing up for the listeners and
Really?
showing them what you got on?
Can
'Cause
you
you're
see?
looking
Well, I guess I don't know if you can see. I'm going to climb up Remy here. No.
nice.
Just saying.
JC wishes she was in the studio with us because we are having a good time.
Yes.
JC, welcome.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
JC. Welcome to the show. You were so good. You were quiet and everything.
She was very good.
That's what the mute button's for.
Oh.
She is technological also. It's funny, we were talking, I'm speaking to the listeners now, we were talking about having JC becoming a permanent member of our crew because she is so synchronous in her way of being.
Yeah.
You fit right
anything
in.
is possible.
Right? Anything is possible. In fact, that's a good point. Go
And
ahead.
another new thing is that the Trans Woman's Guide has now been launched.
Yes,
So-
that's right.
An amazing guide.
We've been waiting for a while for that one to come out. It's funny because the way that the whole network has transpired is, so I received kind of a spiritual download for the man's guide to finding your transgender partner because I'm transamorous, and out of that, while I was writing that guide, I realized that trans women could also benefit from a guide that was written specifically from their perspective.
But when I was editing the men's guide, I was waiting for the woman's guide, though my brain was automatically turning it into that for me.
Right. And so now we have this version. It's been a couple of months, but it's now being edited by Remy.
Yep.
And so we should have it, not to put you on the spot, but we should have it ready
As soon as I can.
Okay, that's a good answer. High five.
Whenever I get to it.
Bitch. And so
As soon as I can.
Yes, and so it will be out also for the same price as the trans man's guide or transamorous man's guide. And as the author, this is probably a biased opinion, but I have to say it's pretty good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's really got really good reference to a trans woman's perspective of dating.
You're
It
welcome.
does.
Yes, no, seriously, you have informed a lot, and you know who else informed a lot of it was Christella, one of our earlier guests, who had a lot of feedback on the man's guide on how to make the trans woman's guide more balanced with regard to, because not every trans woman is out there trying to find a man.
No, absolutely.
That's why it's your ideal partner.
Exactly, instead of your man, because it was originally the trans woman's guide to finding your man or something like that, your male partner. But we changed it to ideal partner.
Right?
And there's a lot of great information in the guide. So
Speaking of ideal partners, JC, what's up with you?
yes,
Well, I'm dating.
Tell us.
I don't even know if it's considered, I don't even know if I want to call it dating. He's an older man. He's 48.
Ish.
how old are
Or
you?
And how old are you?
How old are you?
I'm 32.
So is that a big gap for you? Because for me, it's not. For instance, my last boyfriend was in his 60s, and I'm in my 30s. And so a lot of people look at that and go, oh, my God.
It
But,
leaves hope for
like-
me, motherfuckers.
Get it, Erica Jane, get it. Pat the puss, pat the puss.
Oh my God. But seriously, like, it didn't bother me one bit. I thought nothing of it. As far as our relationship went. Now, of course, you have to think of things like, ages and people die, at different times. So that was the only issue, though. How do you find it? And what's the oldest man you've ever dated? Is this the oldest man you've ever dated?
That's probably the oldest man I've ever. Yeah, it's the oldest. I really don't like it because he's. Oh God, how do I explain this? He's good looking. He has a good grill. Teeth, everyone that doesn't know what. He has great teeth. He's a voiceover actor, so he's done a lot of radio work. He knows the industry, so he's well spoken. Has his own business, has a beautiful house, etc. On paper, he's
How's the
fantastic.
body, JC? How's the body?
Let's get to the chase. Let's get even more to the chase. What's that dick like?
Harry!
No. I'll tell you. Well, I definitely won't give him the link to the recorded podcast.
Good
so
idea.
he doesn't hear. I'll just be like, I don't know what the link is. They told me they'd send it to me. If I'm going to speak honestly, which I have to be honest, I'm not attracted to him physically. I'm attracted to the way that he treats me. He treats me the way a man should treat a woman. Like I remember Perry saying or someone saying something. I heard this from someone, I like to treat my woman like a woman, open doors for her, open the stores, like if we're going to a store or the mall or the car,
Chivalry,
or
a
I like to
gentleman.
pay for dinner,
Absolutely.
or
I love
Not
he's
dead,
such
but
he's
rare.
such a man in that way. So I like that aspect. The sex is okay. To me, I'm at a point where sex is not as important. Sex is the
I hear ya.
icing on the cake.
Yeah.
To me is, do I match with you spiritually, mentally? Is there a spark? Is there that
Preach on
firework?
it, sister.
No, really.
Absolutely.
And if that doesn't work for me, then the sex is not going to matter. I don't care how beautiful your penis is. I don't care how nice your bubble butt is. I don't care how nice your masculine big old back. It doesn't matter if we don't mesh, if we can't talk eye to eye across the table, cook dinner for each other, go to the movie. It won't matter. So to me, the age doesn't matter, but you need to match it. And it's almost like I'm dealing with a young guy that looks older.
See, that's
a
been
problem with
my
a lot of men.
my experience with age is that age doesn't matter. It's not the age. It's where you are in your life. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, and
someone
your
who's
emotional
just
maturity.
started college, right, is in a different place than someone who is getting ready for retirement. It's not that they totally can't love each other and it'd be a serious loving commitment, but they're both in very different places in their lives, and that can be the
It can be the breaker,
the breaker or the issue
because it's
in my
like
experience.
there can be nothing to talk about. It's like that song by Steely Dan, Hey 17. Have you heard that song?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's because
I know who Steely
I'm
Dan is, but I
51.
never heard
That's
this.
why. So they have this. There's this song that they sing about this older guy who's dating a girl who's 17 years old, and the guy who's singing is like in his 30s, and she's so young, he has nothing in common to talk with this person about. And so,
Nice.
like Remy's saying, there's no commonality outside the bedroom. They have great sex, but the relationship otherwise sucks. And what I like about what JC is describing is something that relates to dating in general in terms of finding an ideal partner. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of trans people out there, and a lot of transamorous men who are looking for the superficial body parts as a way of finding an ideal partner, like the six-pack abs,
Right.
or the beautiful face, or the nice behind. And
But that's where they're writing their story.
well, exactly. And
I love how it sounds like Miss JC is writing her story. She's writing it in the way that makes her happy and to
yes.
find the man that she really, or the partner that she really wants.
Well, and people wonder, people who look for things like six-pack abs and things like that, they get the initial hit when they find that person and they're happy, but they wonder later on why those relationships don't work. If the story,
Right.
if you're telling a story to yourself that the guy I'm attracted to has six-pack abs, and you're not thinking about the things that JC just laid out, being able to have conversations,
Right.
being treated in a certain way, you're leaving those things up to the stories that you're telling yourself that you're not aware of. Like, if you come from a background where men have treated you like shit, and you've made up the permanent story in your mind, you've had this momentum of men treat me like shit, and you're focused on six-pack abs, but you're not trying to deal with the story that men treat you like shit, you're going to meet men who have six-pack abs who treat you like shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And
But
then you...
just for clarity, and just so that everybody knows, you can have it all.
Right.
You can
Yeah,
have it
I
all.
don't want to send that message out there that you can either have a great guy or a guy with six-pack abs. You can have a great guy with six-pack
six-pack
abs.
Right. And that's
what
the way you have to write it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the way you got to tell your
Okay.
story.
That's right. And one of the troubles that people tend to have with things like law of attraction, which is not what we're talking about here, is that
Secret, honey, preach.
is that if you have what I call an adventurous goal, like finding a guy who has six-pack abs and is a wonderful guy, you have to overcome the momentum of all the things that are going to try to prevent you from seeing that reality, because you're talking about something that's pretty phenomenal, and to have that come into your reality, it's a done deal, that coming into your reality. But in order to get there, you have to hold out for that vision. You can't settle for the things that may show up in between.
So,
Go ahead.
So this last 2 weeks has been, just before I went out of town and just before I got back, or just after getting back from town, I'm walking around in downtown Portland, and some gentleman in traffic is in his car and like catches my eye, and smiles. I smile back. He slows down, turns the corner, parks. This happened like 3 times this week with 3 separate
Oh
gentlemen.
my God! Really?
Yes. And,
Wow.
and I'm very upfront. So I was like, before I give you my number, do you realize I'm a transgendered woman? Because that's who I am.
Right on.
And that might not be what you're looking for. And let's just not
Hey,
deal
you don't
with
have
any
time to
drama.
waste.
I don't have time to
Yeah,
waste. I got too much to do. And too much is coming my way,
That's a beautiful way of putting it.
yeah, too many things are coming my way, and not too many. All of the things are coming my way, and they're all the things that I have been writing and retelling my story about. Like fixing my credit is one of them. So I get a phone call day before yesterday from this debt collector that found me. I don't bloody know how, and is going to help me work out a situation and a program to start that process at like $5 a month. So I think I can swing that.
Fantastic.
Wow. So, JC, sorry, would you tell us a little bit more? We kind of cut you off there when you were talking about your current relationship. What would your ideal guy be? What would that look like?
Oh, God. Oh, Josh Jamil, but he's married to Fergie. No, really, Josh, I'm like upset. That's my dream. 6'3", all-American, funny, quirky, doesn't know he's hot as fuck, and he is really loving and devoted. That's a reality, but most people think, oh, please, girl, like you're gonna get like a 6'4" delicious white boy with really.
Well, I mean, why not? Why not?
That's how I feel. Why not? However, the trouble is when you're on OkCupid, Craigslist, Match.com, eHarmony, as I've been, the free ones and the paid ones, it's really disappointing when you get responses. I've never understood this. I know I'm attractive. I have a very high self-esteem, very high self-worth of myself, and I'm very self-aware. And I've always wondered, why is it that it's always, no offense to you rich, successful, older men, but why is it that it's always the older men that have the courage and the balls and the chutzpah and to approach or respond to a transgender woman? It's almost like, well, I'll love you and I'll take care of you and I'll buy you a Mercedes and
So where are you finding these guys again? Can I send you my email? You can just forward these guys my way.
Craigslist. I don't know why I've been on Craigslist, but I've been on all these websites. Like, especially Craigslist. It's not the best place because it's very sexualized.
Yeah.
And my profile is not sexualized as most of the other ones are. Mine actually shouldn't even be, I shouldn't even be on there, but it's my way because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't go to the club, I'm very boring. I'm a homebody. I like to go out to the movies, to dinner, to travel, I'm the normal kind of, let's all get together, all four of us, and let's go to dinner. I'm that kind of person. I'm the traditional business
little
lady
housewife.
I
CEO.
know, right?
She
You
is
need a
the
white
perfect-
picket fence
Yeah,
stat.
she's like the girl next door.
Holly
You know what I
homemaker.
mean? But I have a little edge to me, so it's weird. It's a weird thing. So meeting someone, I don't mind that you're older, but take care of yourself, preserve yourself. Don't look stressed out. Don't have your hair falling out, And to me, you can have $5 million in the bank, but that won't make me stay. It won't make me stay.
So it's interesting that so this is the other aspect of what Shannon was talking about as with regard to you can have it all is when you're thinking about having it all like what you're laying out, JC, one of the challenges of getting what you're wanting is that if you're out there trying to get what you're wanting, you're not gonna find it because you can hear it in the way that you speak. You're focusing on trying to get what you want, but you're talking about what you don't want.
Yes.
Right? And so
Yes.
if you're talking about what you don't want, you can't focus on what you do want.
It's still putting momentum behind those things. The more
behind
you
what
talk
you
about
don't
what
want.
you don't want,
Yeah.
you just have to brush that off.
And then the other thing is in your actions. The action that you're taking produces the disappointment because you're like, well, why are these guys approaching me? What's that guy's name? Chanel? What's that guy's name?
Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel.
Who is Josh?
Some actor. Is he an
He's
actor?
not. He's not. He's married to Fergie. Fergalicious.
Oh, I want to be
Yeah,
married
yeah.
to
He's
Fergie.
been he's been in a couple. Trust. Type him up, look him up. You'd be like, okay, girl, get it.
So
Yeah, no, but I don't really. I want to go out. I want to go to those events or the places where you would meet a handsome, successful man that just wants love. But I don't know. Maybe it's more so I'm not knowledged in where to go, other than a lounge here in Las Vegas that's kind of seedy.
It's such a classy place.
you know?
I've been there. It's called the Las Vegas Lounge. It's
Yeah.
luxurious.
But the approach. So when you're thinking about meeting these kind of people,
Yeah.
when anyone is thinking about their ideal partner, you can't find the ideal partner exactly the person that you're wanting by trying to go out and find the person. Because when you try to go out and find the person, you're not looking for the person. You're experiencing the opposite of that person. Oh, I know this
Now-
guy.
right, now we know who Josh
we
Duhamel
We know
is.
who this guy is.
Yeah, he is cute.
Okay.
he is cute.
Yay, smartphone.
Yeah. And so the thing about the universe is it has more resources than you do
Amen.
for making the thing that you want to happen. And when you try to make the thing happen, like you're going to these dating sites and you're going to these places and you're trying to quote unquote find this person, you're basically playing the role that the universe is far better at playing. And so what we talk about in the guides,
Reach.
what we talk about in the guides is you don't have to put effort into trying to find this guy. What you have to do is you have to create the story that you want, the story that details what it is you're wanting, and then just relax and have a good time with life. And over time, you will naturally meet that person. That person, it'll do like what Remy was talking about.
Which was, one of them was along the lines of my ideals,
right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, driving in the car.
I've got goose pimples
the
showing up because-
Mercedes and
right? So that's how it works. The longer you're out there looking for the person, the longer it's going to take you to find the person because you're trying to do what the universe is so much better at doing. So just relax. Keep your story in your mind. Don't focus on the encounters you have that don't match your story. Don't focus on those. Focus on your ideal. And when those things do show up, when you meet those people like the guy you're currently seeing, appreciate the fact that that guy is perfect for you as you are right now. Because
At this moment.
the reality is you're not ready to meet the guy that you're wanting to meet.
Oh.
Because if you were ready, you would have met him.
It's true.
No, you're
That's
right.
true.
It's true. It's true. I find something else interesting that, so my boyfriend, we don't get a whole lot of time together because we both live very, very busy lives. But the more I continue to write my story and you know, the guy in the Mercedes pulls up and you know, I'm like, ooh, this is a cute one. He is doing change. Like his actions have changed. His responses have changed.
Your boyfriend's?
Yeah, he's
How was he before?
falling
Is he trying
more
harder?
It seems like he's trying
Yes.
harder.
They tend to do that.
And he's trying harder, and it's not that. It's very interesting. It's just how it all keeps working.
Well, it's interesting from my perspective. You guys know that I'm transamorous, and my ultimate desire is to be with the person of my ideal, who's a trans woman, and I'm married, as I am totally out about. And it's interesting because before I wrote the Transamorous Man's Guide, I was doing a lot of what JC's doing. I was going out when I was single. I was going out to bars. I was all over the dating sites. I swear, I've probably spent $10,000 on dating sites
Oh my God.
over the
I didn't even
course
know that
of
was
15
possible.
years or so. Well, if you consider how long I've been out there and how much it costs, yeah, certainly. And traveling around the world meeting people. And so those efforts obviously were not producing the result I wanted, which was finding this ideal person. And through the process of all of that, and here we are doing this show, I believe, and my wife believes too, sometimes to her great frustration, that all of this about the Transamorous Network is going to produce the outcome that I'm looking for. Right? Because
Yeah,
how
I
could it
believe so,
not?
too.
How could it not?
Well, we continuously get the opportunity to reinforce the concepts that we are living our lives
Exactly.
by. You know,
Absolutely.
creating our own reality.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So JC, what else is going on in your life? What do you I have to look at our notes. What do you do
She's
for
a
living?
fashion
What the hell
designer.
do you do?
Yes.
Fashion
doing?
designer, right?
Yes, I am. Well, I work with a tailor. So right
That's
now I'm working with a
awesome.
tailor. I don't know if you want to call it interning or what's that other really good word?
Apprenticeship.
Yeah. And I'm learning the warehouse type of industrial machines, and which are very different than the home bought, like the home version. So I'm sewing and designing, and I've always had that innate ability to have the intuition to know what's coming next. The only thing that's missing is the ability and the capital to be able to bring it to fruition.
What is it that you're wanting to do that you need capital for?
Creating an e-commerce website, or having the machines to produce and to buy the fabrics and the threading.
Launching your own line.
You want to launch
Yes.
your own
Oh my
line.
God. So I'm in the process of doing that. I already have the logo designed and the brand idea and the posters and the imagery and the everything is in my mind.
Its way.
It's on its way.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, you're putting yourself in the way of that reality.
Totally.
Yes,
So just
totally.
keep telling yourself that it is on its way, and you
And
know, the next
honestly-
opportunity might not be the opportunity, but just acknowledge it as a great opportunity and keep
Be happy about
waiting
it. Yep.
for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, the one thing that keeps me really happy is the fact that someone famous said this. I love my career so much because I know it will never disappoint me. And I'm in a moment where I want love, which is beautiful. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a Cancer. My horoscope sign is a Cancer. So I'm
You
like
and me
really.
both.
Oh really?
Oh my God, yes. And I
What
am
the hell does that mean? What?
Well,
Oh
go
my
ahead,
God,
JC.
we're the best ones.
Yeah, we
Well,
are very
that's what they all
passionate
say.
lovers. We are like that's actually why I'm choosing right now not to have a partner, a full-time partner, because when I fall in love with somebody, it's over. It's like the world comes to a stop, and my love is all there is. It's just so I know myself well enough to be like, hey, you've got things to do right now. You've got goals. You're building businesses. You can't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So
No.
you just
No.
settle down and get to work.
And the really interesting thing is that the man that I'm dating at the moment, I know that he was put in my life for a reason, and I believe in all these things, the law of attraction and the secret, and what you think comes to life because your thoughts are power and
Yes.
it's frequency. And I read the book, trust me, so I'm very well versed. And the fact that this man, and I'll say this, he's so kind to the point where he's like, let's sit down. You have the logo. Let's design your business cards. Not even saying nothing. And we sat down. We finished doing the logo and the photoshopping and the illustrating and all this kind of stuff. And he goes, you like it? Done? Ready? He goes to the thing and he pays for my business cards like it was nothing. Like, oh, it's just another day in a walk in the park. And I'm like, this person was brought into my life, whether it was for dating, whether if it was for love, whether it was to prepare me, like Perry said, to maybe prepare me to love the person that's really supposed to be my husband with the ring on it.
Right on.
So, and it's really creepy in a good way. It's really creepy because it's like,
We understand that.
Yes.
most men, a man will not pay for your utilities, or your, not utilities like bills, but like your materials for leather and fabric and your business cards and no one is going to sit there and go, how much is it? $300.
Obviously,
They won't?
Someone
Yes.
will, because
Yeah.
you know somebody who
I was gonna
did.
say, JC, that
So
has
you-
not been my experience.
You gotta change that part of the story.
Like, girl, you got it, girl.
How did you meet this guy? Was it on Craigslist? Oh, it was Craigslist. Interesting.
Yes.
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
I know.
Craigslist has such a
Wide variety of
well.
people
There's a
cruising.
certain feeling around Craigslist. What would you call that? Like
Seedy.
maybe
Yeah.
it's
Tawdry.
got a reputation.
It's where you go when you want some.
Yes. It's
When you need
I'm
a
on the
fix.
finger.
yes.
Yeah, bingo. A little vitamin D, whatever,
Oh, I love vitamin D.
Wow, and so
My girl.
so you found what I would consider to be a reputable man on Craigslist.
Sounds not only reputable, accomplished.
Anything and all things are possible.
Anything and all things are possible.
Craigslist
Yes.
might be mostly for hookup, but that doesn't mean you can't LTR. You know?
Now, hold on. Now, I must say, if we're going to get real, the one thing that, it's always, I think, with men, until we meet, or I meet the one, as I'm preparing for that mentally and physically and spiritually, I think that the sexual thing, it's funny, men are, I'm like whispering like men are so, certain men, like, oh God, I don't want to put them on blast.
Put them on blast.
Put 'em on blast.
That's what we do. Put them on blast. I'm tired of
The
it.
sexuality of it is really interesting because it's like, when we have sex, he enjoys he has an oral fixation, shall I say.
Well, okay, so we have to get a little personal so that we understand.
Since you
Go
brought
ahead.
it up.
Are you
Since
talking about
brought it
giving
up.
or receiving?
Yeah, are you talking about giving or receiving?
Oh, he gives,
Got
Okay.
it.
And you are obviously
and I receive it very well.
okay. Got it.
But I
getting
find
hot
it
in here.
interesting. I find it interesting that he really enjoys the D. Like he's like down for convention D.
Oh, okay,
And-
hang on a second. I need to interrupt here for
Yes,
a second
please.
and just put it down really quickly. So,
Yes.
what's wrong with a transamorous man liking to go down on the woman's?
I don't know.
Absolutely
Nothing wrong
nothing.
I
with
don't
it,
think there's
goddammit.
anything wrong with it. In fact, if you think about it just from kind of a logical point of view, broad scope, giving is one of the most satisfying things you can do. If if you see someone on the street and you give them a $5 bill and whatever, it makes you feel good. And so, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
pleasuring somebody brings a person a great deal of satisfaction. I love pleasuring my partner, man, woman, whatever. As long as I'm making them happy, it's really gratifying to me. So from a male's point of view, and especially a transamorous male's point of view, they know how great it feels to receive oral sex. So now they want to give that gift back to somebody, and it's very gratifying. It's very exciting and satisfying. So from my point of view, it just makes sense.
I think that she's coming from a place where that's part of the objectification that occurs a lot of, you know what I mean? Because that's all, that's the first response you get. Like if you have a post on Craigslist, they're like, "I want to suck your lady cock."
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's kind of more so where JC
Is that where you're coming from, JC?
Yes and no. I
Get closer to your mic.
yeah. Oh, is this better?
Yeah. That's
There we
better.
go.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Oh, hang on just a second, JC.
Wait, say that again.
It's 11. It's what time is it?
10:56.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and you have to go
I will sneak out quietly. You won't even notice
Okay,
I'm
good.
gone.
except
It was a
we're
pleasure
on
meeting
video
you.
now.
Well,
so we'll totally see.
it'll be no, just pretend I'm still here.
Just watch her walk away. It's great.
Okay, you were saying that delicious in that sexy way that you say. So start there.
Okay, so delicious.
Thank you.
It's
One more
time. He's like, what was that?
Remy's got a crush, or Shannon's got a crush on somebody.
Little bit. You exclusively date men,
Look,
JC?
I enjoy getting. Okay, if we're going to be graphic, I enjoy getting pleasured nipples and downtown, and eat the booty like grocery and all that kind of.
Oh my
great,
God, girl.
fantastic! Oh my God,
Yes,
God.
yes.
but
Damn.
I just don't.
How much are tickets to Vegas?
If I don't, oh God, I'm not. If I'm not wanting to do the same in return, which I love to do, but for some reason it's like I don't feel it. It sucks because it's like he enjoys it and he never says, "How come you don't suck my dick?" Which is great. I hope he never says it because the day he says it, he's out. But he never.
He will
does
definitely
it.
not be listening
he
to
never
this
says, He never says, "Why don't you do it to me?" Which is really interesting. I feel that he really enjoys it. I feel that he really likes it. I have no problem with the fact that he likes it. But I feel it's unfair that I'm not able to do it, to reciprocate. Because I really don't enjoy it doing it to him.
And he's just not a sexy man. He doesn't have a body you want to do that to.
Yeah, why aren't you comfortable?
Yes, as opposed to when you saw me on video and I was telling you, I'll tell you the story of where I am. The man's house that I'm at, I would do everything to this man. So, and he went out to run his errands and left me here, but that's a different story. But it's funny when you really want someone and they find it difficult to love you the same in return, but you're still like very patient. You're like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
So for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy the oral. I enjoy the sex. I enjoy whatever. But if I can't reciprocate, it makes me feel bad as a person that I can't, because you're being so good to me in other ways that I can't give you what you might want in return. But I guess I'll have to wait to see if he actually brings it up. But it's just really dating in general, and men are very interesting, as women are, as transgendered women are. And eventually, if I ever get invited back, we'll talk about the
We're going to invite you back. We're going to invite you back.
There's a lot of experiences and stories, and to be brief, I was very, very trepidatious about being on the podcast, and not because of my identity or I don't want to be revealed. I don't give a shit about that. But I was just like, God, I've been involved in the LGBT community, and it was so disappointing the first time. But that doesn't mean it's going to be disappointing every time. So I need to be brave and ballsy and go, you know what? This guy, Perry, seems like a really nice guy. He addressed me very, very professionally.
Perry's a great guy.
Yeah, and I thought it was a joke. I really thought it was a joke.
Yeah, she did at first. She thought
I'm like, this guy's really well spoken, and it seems legit. He doesn't want to just, he doesn't want to just fuck me. So, you know what? Let's see if this is real. And finally, when he called me and he's like, I love your voicemail, and oh my God, and can you call me just to kind of get a feel for you? And it was great. I'm at Taco Bell, whatever. I put a .com on it. I felt.
No, she was at Taco Bell. I don't eat Taco Bell. I even gave her a hard time about it. I was like,
yeah, he did. I'm like, no, it's just.
Don't judge. Don't judge.
Yo quiero.
But, I'm glad that I was able to be on here with you guys, and
I'm really happy that you decided to join us and to take that step.
I have a quick question for you. When you were earlier talking about reciprocating the oral sex, do you find yourself wanting to do that because you enjoy the act, or because you want to reciprocate the act being done to you?
Because I enjoy it.
I think that's why he does it, and that's why I do it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not about for me. It's not about pleasing the partner. For me, I just love to fucking suck that dick.
Oh
yeah, no, I totally understand.
I know, right? Don't look at me when you say that.
No, but I think that once you're in if you get a relationship.
Oh my God.
Okay, what was that? I missed that.
Nothing.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme creamy, huh? Okay.
But if you're in a relationship with the person that's the right person for you, it's a win-win.
It is
You
a
enjoy
win-win.
doing it, and
Exactly.
they enjoy receiving
Right,
it. It's like, oh
exactly.
my God, it's perfect. I don't think if you're doing something that you don't enjoy just to please the person, then it's not going to last.
Exactly.
So, anyway, I just wanted to get that clear. I'm going to step out for 1 second. I'll be
Sure,
right
yeah,
back.
be right back. So JC, I'm curious, and you may have said so. The reason you don't feel comfortable performing oral sex on this guy is because
She's not.
you're just not into him that way.
He doesn't turn me on physically. He turns
And it
me
can be
on
hard to do the act if you're
conversation-wise
not
and,
turned on.
and caring and all that kind of way.
Yeah. Does he know this about you?
We've had the one thing about us, about me, I will tell you straight up what I think. I don't if I have a girlfriend or a guy friend or a husband or a whatever, and you are just kind of like, no, don't run around the bush with me. Tell me straight up what's up. You either want to be friends or you want to be my boyfriend or not. So we've had the conversation. I'm like, I don't, I think you're a little bit too sexualized. I think you like to touch. Oh, you're making me seem like a deviant. Like I'm always trying to touch you. Yeah. Well,
Wait a
if we're
minute.
not,
Who is talking to who here? When you
oh,
said
me and him. Me and.
Who was the deviant?
Yeah,
him
who's
or
the
you?
deviant? Him or you?
Him.
Okay.
Right.
Well, he took it as I was calling him a deviant, sexual deviant. And I said, no, it's just when we're driving in the car, hold my hand. Don't fondle my goods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't make me feel like I'm this like sexual object of your affections.
Objectifications.
Yeah. Treat me
You
like
know
a
what I
human
mean? It's
being.
like
Right.
Yeah.
I'm right here. It's not going to expire. It's not going to spoil.
Right. Treat me as a lady in the streets.
Yeah.
And then get on your knees when we get home.
Exactly.
Okay, because when we get home, trust me, we'll do it on the stairs. We'll do it
Whatever,
on the
everywhere, bitch, do it.
But
Exactly.
so I think for me, it's like I
I'm
don't
the same
mind
way.
the sexual nature of a man wanting to be all up in your business, but know when and where to behave and be a gentleman and not be touching and groping. Like we're in the movie theaters last night. We went to go see
Revenant.
Captain America: Civil War, which oh my god, all those men in that movie. I was like, good
I
lord,
think that
Jesus
also
Christ.
goes into not being fully attracted
All those
to them,
penises and
because
booties.
I think
I'm like, whew.
an ideal partner, you would be like, ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. So
You better wait.
So Remy's saying that if you felt differently about this guy, you'd be a little less.
Oh my god, I'd be like, fuck me in the theater.
Right?
See,
There we go.
exactly.
There we go. Hit
Exactly.
on it.
I'm the
You
same
hit on
way.
it,
I'm the
girl.
same way.
Yeah.
If me and my man are out, he can touch me how he wants to.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I love him and I don't care who. But like everyone
Right.
else is like, no, wait a minute.
right.
Not here, not now. Don't touch me.
And honestly, I think if we're going to get really deep about it, I think it's more of, this is really fucked up, but I feel like he's like a daddy, like
Sugar daddy.
not a sugar daddy, but like a daddy. Like I feel like I'm the
The baby girl.
No, well, he's like, it's almost like he's my best friend's dad, and I'm hanging out with my best friend's dad because we're going to go shopping.
Ooh.
Oh wow, interesting. And you
Yes.
have sex with him?
Yeah.
American Beauty.
Oh my God, Kevin Spacey.
Maybe.
Does he look like Kevin
I've seen
Spacey?
the movie, I'm sorry.
Does he look like Kevin Spacey?
No.
Do you know who Kevin Spacey is?
Yes, he's a great actor.
He is a great actor. House of Cards.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
I hate that character.
But even if he looked like Kevin Spacey, I don't think I would.
Jamal.
So disappointing, but I do adore him, and I do love him as a person, and I do want him in my life for till the day that I die because he's an amazing human being. But I don't think in the long term, I think we've answered why he's in my life.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the reason why he's in my life. I don't think he's in my life to be my husband or my boyfriend or my pleasure partner or my whatever. I think he's in my life to guide me and help me and show me that you're good. I believe in you. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
And to show you that it's possible that there are men like that out there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because the one of the things that trip people up in finding love in the body of another person is, or love in relationships, we say, is that when they meet someone and this person might turn out to be, pretty much everything someone wants, and then that person leaves, and the person who had that person in their experience is like, oh fuck, I lost what I had, not understanding that the next person is going to be even better. I mean, this is about it's about an escalating spiral, right? And so just because a person comes into your life, like this person that we're talking about, if when this person leaves, that just means the next person that comes in is going to be even better to the degree that you're appreciating what you're having now. If you're
Right.
if you focus on, oh my God, I've lost this person, things are terrible, then things start going badly again.
And that's where I know the guide helped me in actually giving me those steps that everyone else leaves out on how to keep that new momentum going and how to acknowledge those moments and how to, most importantly, keep the new momentum going behind the new story. Because that's the hardest part in my personal experience. Because when stuff does fall, it can be hard to stay on that new momentum.
It can
Absolutely,
be hard.
JC. What did you want to ask?
What's up, girl?
I think because you guys, you've probably been more in the community more so than I have, and I think you might have a better view, perspective of it. My question is, I'm like if I'm a caller. My question caller.
We've got JC from Vegas. What's your question, JC?
Why is it that, and I told Perry that I would bring this up word for word. Why is it that in a society where people like Caitlyn Jenner or Laverne Cox are so successful and they bring this spotlight to us, and in the case of Laverne Cox and maybe Caitlyn Jenner, it's very positive because to be on the cover of Time magazine and to have their own show and to whatever, oh my God, it's amazing. Why is it that still with so much exposure of us as transgender women, why is it that people still have this taboo? They still have this fear. They still have this, well, she's really pretty, but I'm going to let nobody know that I want that.
And that's it. There's your answer right there. They're worried about what other people will think of them if they were to come out and say, I love transgendered women.
And you use the word that answers this question completely when you ask it, and that's fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely about fear. They're
It is.
afraid of what society will see.
You did?
They're afraid of that they might have to admit something to themselves that they told themselves their whole life might be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But we're on the cover of Time magazine.
Right. But
just, it sucks.
we just got on the cover of Time magazine.
That's the thing. So there's so if you go outside and look at nature, you don't see plants just pop out of the ground. They take a while to come out, right? And then over time they become this beautiful blossom. But every moment between the time that the thing hit the seed got in the ground until the time that the thing is fully blossomed, each moment is a beautiful moment, and that's the way you have to see it. So like this situation going on with Caitlyn and Laverne Cox and smartass Jen. I don't know if you know her. I can't remember her. Jen Richards, I think, is her name. The woman who wrote the story, which just won an LGBT award for the best drama. And an African American transgender actress won Best Actress. I don't remember her name right now. But my point is, what we're experiencing right now and how you're characterizing it, JC, are different. The way you're characterizing it is your story about it. What's really happening is we are seeing the response of the showing up of the response that trans women and trans men have been having for so long in dealing with the negative feedback they've been getting. In response to the negative feedback they've been getting, they've been saying, where is the acknowledgement of who and what we are? Where is the acknowledgement? And now that acknowledgement is beginning to materialize in the physical world, where you see Laverne Cox and smartass Jen and Candace Kane, and there's a whole bunch of trans women besides Laverne Cox and Caitlyn that are out there getting notoriety. Bailey J is another one, and so we're just beginning to see the resonance, the answer, the response of the universe to the asking that the trans community has been doing in response to all the negativity they've been receiving, including the murders and the beatings and all that, the treating badly, and even this bathroom situation we talked about last week. It's all, what we're seeing is the response is starting to show up, the materialization is starting to show up. And if you just relax into what you're seeing, JC, if even the listeners, if everyone can just relax into what they're seeing, we will see an increase of momentum, of adoption, of acceptance, of agreement. And we'll see more and more. I mean, did you know that there are two modeling agencies that all of the models in these two agencies are all transgender people, both trans men and trans women. So this is happening all over the planet. And these two agencies, one's in New York and one's in LA, I believe. So my point is that the way you ask the question, JC, and I'm not trying to criticize you,
No.
because everyone has this story. It's like, it's like the story is all this great stuff is happening, but, and the fact is, all this great stuff is happening.
Period. Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like what we're doing is also, we've touched a whole other side of it, because, yes, the trans women are coming out and that movement has happened. Now the transamorous men and transamorous people out in the universe, it's their turn to come out.
And that's what this is about.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And actually, later this summer, we have a transamorous man, Micah. I think the blog post that's coming out next week,
That's what she said.
Talks about him a little bit. So we have a transamorous man who's going to be coming on the show, JC, and talking about his 8-year relationship with a trans woman. And his statement, he's a wonderful guy. His statement is, it's about time that the public own up to the fact that it's normal for a man to have a romantic attraction to a trans woman.
Because love is love.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Love is love. Well said. And maybe with that, we should end the show because we're almost
Love
exactly
is
an
love,
hour.
and that's the time.
Cute.
So, JC, we're going to have you back. We're not sure when that's going to be because our guest calendar is pretty booked. In fact, what I think we should do, you guys, is maybe we should have we should record a show with just us talking, and then the next show we have a guest, and do it that way as opposed to the way that we have it scheduled currently. What do you
That'll
think?
work.
Okay.
As long as I get to talk to JC again, I'm okay with any plan.
Oh, nice. Someone's got a crush.
It's like
Use it.
that.
Hello.
It's like
Someone's
that.
got a
You want my
crush.
phone number?
So thanks, listeners and viewers, for watching
Thank
and listening
you.
to another episode of the Transamorous Network podcast. Please do us a favor and go to iTunes and rate us and give us 4 stars. And actually, if you want to become a subscriber on the Transamorous Network YouTube channel, that would be freaking fantastic.
Which you absolutely should.
You should. And
Take us viral.
Yes, subscribe to
Saying.
subscribe to the blog on the website at transamoroursnetwork.com, and then also consider checking us out on Tumblr at transamoroursnetwork.tumblr.com.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere you want to be.
Holla.
There you go, doing it again. All right, take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.